Today I'm going to tell you this really cool story about how I caught big fish in a little creek. This creek holds some really big fish. But first I have to tell you how I got there. I flew out, rented a car, drove all the way out to this creek. I wasn't expecting to fish this creek because I had a guided trip booked the next day, but I wanted to kill time, so I went to this little creek. Now this is a little meandering creek. A lot of people actually fish at this access point, except I decided I'm going to walk way upriver and I'm going to fish it. Now when you walk up to this river and you look over the side, it doesn't look like it holds any fish. I mean, you can clearly see the bottom, every single inch of the bottom of the river. So it doesn't even look like fish are in there, but there are some absolute monster brown trout in here and some pretty big rainbows. But I was gonna find that out later in the day. But first I had to put on some miles so that I could get away from the access point. And that's what I did. I just hiked mile after mile after mile till I got way upriver. And then I decided to put together a rig. The guys at the fly shop, I didn't really know what to use, to be honest. I thought hoppers, maybe a hopper dropper pattern, something like that. And then I just started casting. I started casting all over the place. And of course, it is really difficult to cast over these little cattail things or this tall grass. It is super difficult to fish here. Now you're not gonna fish with waders because you don't really need any, so I just had sandals on. And it was July, it was super hot. I tried fishing a couple of different spots. There were hoppers on the bank, a couple of rises here and there. This is me trying to get into the water and fish, which you can tell I successfully am about to catch the bottom of the river. Yep, caught the bottom of the river. Okay, so the first day of fishing wasn't actually all that great, but I was just getting started. The next day was gonna be so much better. I stayed at this little cabin, we rented this Airbnb, and the next day I went to the fly shop. Now after I went to the fly shop, I asked basically what I should use on this river. Absolutely got hosed the first day, what should I use? They said use a chubby and use a specific dropper, beadhead, a tungsten beadhead dropper. I think it's called a Sunkist or something like that. Anyways, really small fly on the dropper, and they said to head even farther upriver, and so that is exactly what I did. I headed up way upriver, but instead of fishing in the middle of the day like everybody does, I decided I'm gonna go back in the evening and fish it in the evening just to see if it's fishing any different. And then to my surprise, fishing was actually really good. I was catching brown trout after rainbow trout. It seemed like every hole had at least one or two really big fish. And it was just almost like fishing in New Zealand where you're kind of headhunting for smaller numbers of fish, but the fish generally were a lot bigger and fought really hard. It was super cool to get to do this and hike back here. Absolutely get hosed during the day, but actually come back during the evening and just have a spectacular time fishing. Caught a lot of fish, had a lot of fun. It was really rewarding to get to do this all on my own, no guide. And fishing was actually pretty awesome that evening.